What's going on, y'all? My name is Chris. We are backstage at the Buffalo Chip in Studio 14. I'm hanging out with Tommy from Styx. Tommy, what's going on, man?
Hey, Chris, man. I'm just sitting here listening to some bass come through the walls. And
yeah, we're backstage in our little soundproof studio, but you still, the energy from back there still bleeds to us over here.
Energy everywhere, man. This is Sturgis.
So much energy. Well, talk to me about the new album. I know it came out in 2017, but it's still a big part of y'all's life, the mission.
It is.
What do you want to say about the album?
Well, it was our first album in 14 years. We just didn't see any, there just didn't seem to be a reason to record anymore. And then this, when you're a songwriter, you have to notice when music is coming at you. And a couple of songs, it was this one little guitar riff, which is actually the very last thing you hear on the album. It's a song called Mission to Mars. And it's a little guitar riff that goes and I came up with that in the dressing room at a gig somewhere because we had gotten some new little dressing room amps. And I can't remember anything that I write, so I always take my phone out and I record it so I can maybe use it later. So I put my phone down there and I recorded it and I put it up and I listened back to it. Then I started playing chords to it. So I said, well, I'm not going to remember that either. So I took my iPad out and I played along with myself and I got that part and I took it home and I just laid it out and set up my recording, my Pro Tools, and I laid it out into a song form and wrote a little middle part for it, and I got it all done. And I said, well, now I need some words. So I just put pen to paper and just see what happens. And the first thing I said, now I can say this is the day we'll be on our way on our mission to Mars.
I love that.
Yeah, I know, but what? Then what?
Yeah.
So then I just started. It was kind of like a limerick. So I wrote it like a limerick and about a mission to Mars, and then I sent it to my friend Willie Vankovich, who was a writing partner and a touring partner with Shaw Blades. Sent it to him, and I said, because I knew he wouldn't laugh at me.
Right.
Because we just write songs about anything. So I sent it to him. And he said, wow, that's really good. And he sent me one back. He said, does this make any sense? And it was a song called Locomotive that it wasn't quite finished. And it was about something else. And I thought, these two songs are so unusual, but they kind of go together.
Yeah.
And that's what started it. And then we created a theme. And, just next thing you know, we're friends with NASA and Jet Propulsion Labs. And
so how did this happen? Because I know the album is about, it's a thematic album about the future, traveling to Mars, 2033, right?
The first manned mission to Mars.
So now you are buddies with NASA? That's insane. I love it.
Yeah, and it was right about that same time that this scientist who works for SETI, is an astronomer. I always get it wrong what he is.
Astrology and astronomy.
Not astrology.
Okay.
I called him an astrologist the other night, and that's not even a word. But he had just discovered a fifth moon around Pluto. So somehow there were a couple of names. I think he tipped it over to name it Styx. So we became friends, and that introduced us to the mission to Pluto to photograph Pluto on its way out to the cosmos. And so one thing led to another, then that we met NASA people that way, and now we're friends with them, and they did a video for us for the first song. And it's just amazing what music can do.
That is incredible. I mean, You guys have such a thick history of just banging classic hits, but to have all this happen for a new album, first album in 17 years?
14 years.
14 years, sorry. But that's incredible. All these things that happened with the album, that's absolutely incredible.
Well, the thing that I always loved about Styx was back in the 70s when we were releasing albums, there were two kinds of rock bands on radio. There were the ones that had the hit singles, and then there were the groups like us that made albums. We would toil over it, and make one song go to the next one, and you would position the song so even if it wasn't a concept album, it still made sense all the way around, and even when you flipped it over, it had a beginning, a middle, and if you trusted us enough to flip it over, we would take risks on side two, and so that's just naturally how we make music. We don't think singles because we don't really know how to write singles, and sometimes they get played as singles, but it's just an accident.
Yeah, you guys are so classical in the most like interesting and important ways. It seems that's so fun.
Wow, that's very nice of you to say.
No, I love that. I mean, people just don't care about the entire album experience. It seems that much anymore. So
Well,
hearing you say this,
if you listen to the Mission, first of all, if you have a record player, get it on vinyl. You can, it's best listened to. You put it on track one, and it really takes you on a little trip. It's 23 minutes and a few seconds, so 43 minutes and a few seconds. So it's not that long of a commitment, but by the time you're done with it, you've been on a trip, and it's easy to listen to it again. And it always gets to me. I'll listen to it, and even though I wrote a lot of it,
yeah,
I get to the end of it, and I feel like I should have been paying more attention in the beginning because I didn't realize it was going to take this trip.
That's remarkable. I love that. Well, since you're here, since we're having a little bit of fun, let's end this interview with chatting about what else might be happening in Mars in the year 2033. Sound good?
Sure.
Don't think too much. We're just flying. We're improvising here, having some fun. Okay. Do we have a base on the moon by then?
We better. If we're going, we better have some destination.
Fair enough. Are there flying cars by then?
Well, there are flying cars now, but
that's true.
No one wants to.
Well,
you want to ride in one?
Can we take a? No, I'm not in. I'm not in on that. I'll ride in one with you though. I'll take the plunge with you, if you want.
All right.
I just feel like you're a good flying car pilot.
I would be a good. I've flown airplanes.
Really?
And I've driven cars. My wife would disagree on my driving skills, but.
All right, a few more. Do we have official contact with aliens by then?
Probably not.
Yeah.
You think of how many billions of years the universe has been there. The likelihood of us, not being ships passing in the millennium.
Right.
Probably not, but that's okay. I mean, if we make it to where we can go occupy another planet and survive and thrive there, that should be enough.
No, I'm with you, although I do think that we are in the minority probably, but I'm with you. I don't think it's going to happen by then. All right, last question, my friend. Will we see a Styx concert in space by the year 2033?
If it's possible, count me in.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's do the whole Mission album
Weightless,
on Mars.
Yes.
I
want to see Todd playing the drums weightless.
That should be the debut concert in Mars. I think it should be y'all's album.
Yeah, I think so.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us here at the Buffalo Chip. We're backstage at Studio 14. That's Tommy from Styx.
All right. We're having a rock show tonight.
And you have a big show tonight.
Oh, yeah. Us and Collective Soul.
Yeah. Have fun, bud.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
All right, man. Okay.
Thank y'all for watching.
All right.